oh, maybe 30 pounds of equipment. That would vary somewhat. But I want you to appreciate this side of the hill because this is where all the action occurred. Now, to step back for a moment. When the Union forces moved out to the peach orchard, remember how we spoke about that earlier, about a mile behind us now? Well, as part of the deal, they inexplicably abandoned this hill. It was a critical oversight. It almost allowed the Southern Army to march right up this thing and take it without a fight. But fortunately, right prior to the Confederate attack, General Meade gazed out over his shoulder, and from the peach orchard, he wondered what's going on up this hill. So he turned to his trusted chief engineer and sent him up here to take a look-see. So you have this very important staff. For the record, his name was General Warren. But he reaches the hill, stands up here in a boulder, and nearly had a heart attack. He immediately rediscovered the importance of this hill. He could plainly see the Southern forces massing about a mile away, and he knew they were coming straight for this high point. So, with the greatest secret in the world, he went galloping down this hill at breakneck speed with one mission: find soldiers. As fate would have it, 1,300 men were found a half a mile away, and they were rushed up here on a dead run. Again, everyone, a dead run, 90-degree heat with wool uniforms, etc., etc. It was under those circumstances that 1,300 Yankees, or at least the head of the column anyway, won the race to this hill. And the best evidence we have, they were only here 10 minutes. That's it. When the Confederate Army was pouring up the side of that hill I just showed you. So it was a foot race for the hill. Minutes will change the course of history. 4 attacks were made from up the hill behind you. 1 attack will come in from your left at sundown. All attacks will fail. But it was during their 3rd attempt, right out here behind your left shoulder, Confederates broke through. They scrambled up to within 100 yards of these cannons, which weren't there yet. So let's say to the top of the hill. And if they could have pounced on that next 100 yards, they may have won this hill and won the battle. And it was at that fateful moment, a regiment of reinforcements came pouring up over the top of this hill for the Union Army. It was the 140th New York from Rochester. It was a very famous outfit. And as they came up over the hill, no one told them there was an emergency. They had empty muskets. There's no time to load. There's no time to fix bayonets. There's no time to even deploy into a battle line. But in columns of 4, they went right out across that ground on your left, pitched into the rebel breakthrough, and by sheer weight of numbers drove them down the hill. It was really the closest the South came to taking this thing. 2 more attacks will follow. They'll be repulsed. With the coming of dark, the Union Army's on top of the hill. They're victorious. But before we step out, folks, I just want you all to appreciate it did come down to first a few minutes, and then just a few yards, and then in time, just a few hundred soldiers. The whole fate of this battle, arguably the war, was teetering in the balance of those minor details. But that said, folks, we're going to go on up. Let's just